Good morning, everyone. This is Kendall Askins from Stimulating Minds. Askins Stimulates over on Instagram. Subscribe, like our channels on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We are coming into this testing season and picking up. So if you know someone that needs some prep for testing, do not hesitate to reach out. Our slots are filling up very quickly. We're also getting ready to launch some special programming. I'm going to pilot a program geared towards parents and building relationships, right, with your children, and how you can build those relationships and be able to support them throughout their, not just their academic careers, but throughout their lives. So look for that to drop. Look for some special opportunities to drop soon. And please send me your email if you're interested in getting on our email list, to making sure you find out about more of these opportunities. Today, I want to jump right into our topic. I had experienced certain things this week, and it led my spirit to want to talk to you guys about strength. So strength is one of these things that when we hear that word, we think all different things, right? And I think we think about strength in kind of three categories. Physical strength is usually the first thing that comes to mind, emotional strength, and then mental strength. And I think that often when we think about strength, physically, we know what that means. I want to focus today more on the emotional and the mental strength. I think often, sometimes subconsciously, sometimes consciously, we define strength or look at strength as looking like somebody has it all together when they're experiencing something extremely difficult. So we often see people continuing on, continuing to push through, and we're like, oh my gosh, they're so strong, right? And I've seen some quotes that said things like, check on your strong friends, they're not okay, or defining what strength is. And I just want to take a moment and sit in what strength really is. So I don't think that strength is just pushing through difficult situations and looking like you have it all together. I think that there is something that allows people to push through difficult situations. And we talked a little bit about resilience, right? Because that's really what that is, when you keep going, even though you're experiencing difficulty. But I think strength is slightly different from resilience. And I think that we use those two things as synonyms, right? We interchange those words, and they're a little different. So I'm going to offer today that strength is actually when you have the courage to be open and honest about what you are experiencing, and not only be open and honest about it, also be open about where you need help, right? And allowing people to help you. Often when we look at people that are doing things by themselves, while they look like they physically have it held together, they are falling apart inside, right? But when you have the strength to say, I am not okay, right? This is bothering me. I'm struggling with this situation. I don't know what else to do. When you're able to come to people that you really trust and know, and it doesn't just have to be in therapy. It doesn't just have to be professional help, right? It may just be somebody that you trust. It may be somebody that's in your corner. It may be somebody that has gone through the same experience that you have gone through and have made it out on the other side of it, right? But I am going to challenge you today to look at strength as a space where you can say, I'm not okay, right? Now, I'm not saying that strength means that you sit in a space of I'm not okay. And next week, I think it'll be really good for us to talk about how we build our strength, right? Like, how do we be open and honest and then allow that to happen to build that resilience and push through. But today, I just want to offer what I think, the strength is. So when we know like what we're good at, right? I can speak for myself. There are plenty of things that I know that I'm good at, but then there are things that I know that I am not good at, right? And there are things that I know that that trigger me. And so I find my strength in recognizing when I'm being triggered and being able to create a space where I can talk about that, where I can say, this is really upsetting for me and I don't know how to handle it. And being able to do that allows me to feel a couple of things. It allows me to feel like I'm not alone. It allows me to feel that I'm being supported. It allows me to let others help me and know that I don't always have to carry myself through, that there are people that can be there to hold my arm up or push me, you know, to keep going even when I'm feeling like I can't necessarily push myself. I think sometimes we get stuck in this idea that strength means we have to do something by ourselves. And I've been learning that it means the exact opposite. Strength is allowing others to help us and to be a part of what we, you know, are experiencing. So take that help, right? Let your village be there to support you. And I think that, you know, we talked a little bit before about surrounding ourselves with certain types of people. So I think it's important that we evaluate if we feel that we cannot talk to people in our village or be open and honest with people in our village. Maybe it's time to reevaluate who's in our village, right? So again, how are you allowing yourself to be helped by others? That is your true emotional strength. I also want to offer that by being open and honest, I think that sometimes we get stuck in that space. We get stuck in a space of like feeling bad for ourselves, right? And I think that when we find the balance of our strength of, okay, I know that I need help. I know that I'm not okay. I know that I need to share with somebody how I'm feeling. And we do that, right? Then it's important for us to be able to balance, okay, how do I move forward and not get stuck in this space of thinking that just because I'm experiencing something difficult or just because I need help with something that there's nothing else I can do, right? So there's this idea of how do we be open and honest? How do we allow ourselves to feel our emotions and figure out how we're going to keep going and build our resilience? That's your strength. That is your strength. And what I've been learning is that the only way for me to do that is to sit with myself. And that idea didn't come from me, right? I have someone that's very close to me that has told me repeatedly, you need to sit with yourself. Right? You need to sit with yourself without any distractions in quiet, right? And for a period of time, right? And just sit with yourself and really dig into that. And listening to that person, I realized like that's where I'm finding my strength, right? That person pouring in, that person listening, that person telling me to evaluate. But then by me doing those things, I'm finding that resiliency to keep going. So I just want to offer to you that your strength is not going to come from you pretending that everything's okay. Your strength is going to come from you having a community, a village that pours into you, but also that you're allowed to be, that you feel comfortable being open and honest with, and that from that open and honesty, you allow other people's strengths to help carry you and build your resilience, and you find that balance and not getting stuck in your situation. So please, let's drop some comments. Let's have some discussion on how you have begun to find strength in your village. What things have you begun to try to do? And if you haven't, maybe you drop a goal in the comments about what you want to begin to do or how you want to begin to build your strength. And then next week, let's talk a little bit about how we build that strength and how we find that resilience in that openness, honesty, and vulnerability. All right, guys, I hope you make it an amazing day, and I'll see you back here next Wednesday for more fun. Bye.